Hi, Srikar here. Welcome to Montville Math, and today we will be covering rearranging equations. So, we have our example, 1 over x plus 2 over y equals z. Let's solve for x first. The bracket x means that you solve for x. First, you want to isolate x. Isolate the variable you want to solve for, always. So, since our equation is 1 over x plus 2 over y equals z, for all three of the variables, okay? So, 1 over x equals, so 1 over x plus 2 over y equals z. So, if you subtract 2 over y from both sides to cancel out the y, you isolate x equals, isolate means leave it alone, sad and alone. Okay, so 1 over x equals z. Since you subtracted 2 over y from one side to cancel this 2 over y, you have to subtract 2 over y on that side. Okay, I'll be writing z with a line through the middle so you don't confuse it with 2. Okay, so now what you have to do, 1 over x equals, you don't have to simplify 1 over x. However, we want to make sure that the least it has to be the least common multiple, that the denominator on the right hand side has to be the least common multiple so we can cross multiply. Okay, so the least common multiple in this case, the denominator would, let's think of z as z over 1. So z over 1 minus 2 over y. So we have y. Y and 1 don't have any factors, so we just multiply them. Whenever you have two least common multiples and the factors, there are no greatest common factors, you just multiply them. So y times 1 is 1 because z over 1. Okay, you get the idea? So we make the denominator y since the least common multiple. Minus, since we could safely say minus 2y because since y stays y, negative 2 stays minus 2 stays minus 2 because minus 2 doesn't change. However, z over 1, the denominator is not y, so you multiply z over 1 by y over y. When you do that, it becomes zy over zy over y because you multiply z by y over y. So z, excuse me, zy minus 2 over y equals 1 over x. Now, we cross multiply. What you do here is x times zy minus 2. So that's for one side, right? X times zy minus 2 equals y, since y's, you multiply from left to right, left to right. You get the idea. Okay, so now that we have x times zy minus 2 over y, we divide both sides by zy minus 2, zy minus 2, and we get, since zy minus 2 cancels on both sides, x equals y divided by zy minus 2. Okay, now let's move on to the y sector. It's very similar to the x because our first step is to isolate y. So how we do that is we subtract 1 over x from both sides, since subtracting 1 over x on both sides cancels the 1 over x on the left. So we get 2 over y equals z minus 1 over x. So 2 over y equals, now what we have to do is the same thing we did over here, which is find the least common multiple. Since z is once again z over 1. Since x and 1 don't have any greatest common factors, you just multiply them. X. So how do you make the denominator? How do you make z over 1 with the denominator of x? Multiply both by x over x, since x over x is 1 and doesn't change anything. So if you multiply z over 1 by x over x, you get z x over x, and since we have 1 over x here, minus 1. Okay, now we cross multiply. So 2x minus 1 times y equals, no, zx minus 1. Okay, yeah, zx minus 1 times y equals 2x. That's an x. Okay, so now we just divide by 2x minus 1. This is a minus, zx minus 1. Okay, so when you divide by zx minus 1 on both sides, because when you divide by both sides, the equation stays balanced. And you simplify, you get y equals 2x. This is a zy, okay. 2x over zx minus 1. Okay, that's a little tricky. However, if you want a break, we could do a really easy one. We already have z. Z is 1 over x plus 2 over y. However, we just need to simplify this in one easy step. The same least common multiple we always did. This time, it's not going to be something in 1. And since they don't have any greatest common factors in common, we just multiply them again. X, y, and 1 over x. How do you make 1 over x into something that has xy in it? Into something that has a denominator of xy, yeah. So basically multiply both sides by y over y. So you get y over xy plus, so how do you make 2 over y have something with a denominator of x over y? Since yx just needs x to finish, multiply both sides by x over x. So you get y plus 2x, and we've solved it. Now that z1 was pretty easy, just a little bit of least common multiple stuff, so let's make the original equation a little harder. We won't do x and y for these, so we don't have to worry about them. However, we are going to solve for z in this new and slightly harder version of the equation. 1 over x plus 2 over y equals 1 over z. Z is going to be a little harder, but it's not going to be too hard, I promise. Okay, z won't be too hard. Okay, so one over z good. Okay, so 1 over z equals 1 over x plus 2 over y. Okay, so now what you do is what we always did. We found the least common multiple of these two. So 1 over z equals, since the least common multiple is xy, we did this in the previous example. We got y over xy, since we multiplied 1 over x by y over y, and plus 2x, since we multiplied 2 over y by since we multiplied 2 over y by x over x, since the denominator had to be xy because it was the least common multiple. Okay, now we can cross multiply. This cross multiplication will be a little harder, but you just need to remember what to multiply. So you could either multiply bottom to top, or top to bottom. It's your choice. Right now I'm going to multiply top to bottom, which is this top to this bottom, that's a cross, and this top to this bottom, that's the other cross. Okay, so 1 over z equals y plus 2x over xy. So z times y plus 2x equals top to bottom, so that's 1 times xy, which is xy. Okay, so z equals, you divide by y over y plus 2x on both sides, y plus 2x, and we get, since y plus 2x divided by y plus 2x equals 1, cancels, and we get xy divided by y plus 2x. And we have solved it. Hope you have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I have a little homework assignment. It's optional, but try solving for x and y. It's good practice. Leave your answers in the comments below. Have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe.